Welcome back, Perks Recap Podcast. I want to first come out, first thing right off the bat, and say thank you to everybody who's listened to the last podcast, the music podcast, all about Aerosmith. Me and Al had an absolute blast making that, doing that, talking for about two and a half, almost 245. So it is a long one, 245, 2 hours 45 minutes. So it's a long one. It might take you a couple listens to get through the whole thing, but if you're a fan of the band, you definitely want to listen to it. And there's other information in there too. Al mentions a few other things, his side of things from a player's perspective, and some of the music that he plays, and the bands that he's been in, and his musical knowledge. Plus, there's just great stories. We go back and forth. It is just a really, really fun time, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm really, really happy with the turnout so far in terms of how many people have watched it, and again, or listened to it. And again, it is a long one, so I thank you for that. On to the Yankees. What kind of sorry ass play down to your competition situation was going on this weekend? They come right out of the gate on Friday and lose to one of the worst teams ever. One of the worst teams ever. And it's already documented like that for this team, this Rockies team. So they play the Rockies on Friday and lose 3-2. Are you kidding me? Clark Schmidt just doesn't have it. 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, and that's not terrible. Um, 2 walks, 6 hits, 8 Ks. ZRA's at 4.58. He took the loss. Tim Hill comes on, goes an inning in the third, and gives a hit and nothing else. His ERA's at 3.57. It's okay. De Los Santos, 1 run, 1 inning, a hit, a K, nothing else, no runs given up. His ERA is at 1.86. Before I get to the last pitcher, I just want to mention Dominguez had a stolen base in this game, and I'm really happy that he's starting to steal. He should be a 20 steal guy at least, a 2020 guy in that range, like locked in every year, at least that. He's got that kind of speed. He's probably the fastest guy on the team. And Judge hit his 17th home run and went 2 for 4, but there's really nothing else to write home about in terms on the hitting side. Now you're hanging, you're trying to get to the ninth inning down by 1 run. You're playing Colorado again, one of the worst teams ever. You'd like to think in the ninth inning you can get a run, which they didn't, by the way, but you're thinking that they can scratch across a run or two and still win this game. It's only a 1 run game, but you got to make sure you get to that ninth inning only down by 1 run. I guess, and I'm assuming that a lot of the quote unquote A relievers like Weaver, um, Devin Williams, I guess I would have to put Leiter Jr. and Loizaga in that range, all kind of the A kind of guys. Maybe they weren't available. I know Weaver had been pitching quite a bit. So was Williams. So that's fine. Tim Hill did the job and De Los Santos did the job. But Cruz, reliever Cruz, who we like, who has been having a great, great year, a little erratic, a little iffy on his control sometimes, but the strikeout numbers are there. He's a strikeout reliever. He's a flamethrower. He's on the IL. So they called up this kid Brent Hedrick, and I believe that was the corresponding move. But either way, Brent Hedrick is on the team now as in a relief capacity. And in his first game, you put him in the bottom of the eighth inning, the last ups for the home team because they're up, to hold the lead, to hold firm at down 3-2. Why? Isn't that a recipe for disaster? Isn't that asking to lose? Even though it worked out, he did the job. He went an inning, got a K, and um, obviously no runs. But you're still asking for trouble when you do that. You're asking a rookie who, by the way, was not overpowering in the minors. Had mediocre to good Nothing great at all. His numbers in the minors. I looked them up. So you got a mediocre pitcher coming back. I think he had one stint in the majors at some point. Another, cup of coffee at some point. But coming back to the majors for the first time in a while, probably still nervous, excited to be there, I'm sure. And you're going to put him in a pressure cooker game, 3-2, down 3-2, in the eighth inning and say, go hold this lead. I don't even have a problem if you put him in the game. You got him, might as well use him. But if you're going to do that, why not? If you're going to use De Los Santos anyway, why not put Hedrick in the seventh? Let him do that, and then have De Los Santos more established, probably more trust, I would assume. You used him anyway. Put him in for the last inning before the ninth, before you get up there with a chance to tie the game. Why would you put the kid in right before that? Again, it worked, so I can't be too mad about it, but it's just not something I think was all that smart. Just because it worked out doesn't mean it was a smart decision. It means you got lucky. So they lose that game. Now we go to the 24th, May 24th, and the overcorrection happens here. They win 13-1. This is what all three games should have been. 13-1. Max Fried comes in, 7 innings, 6 hits, a 1 run, 1 walk, 7 Ks. ERA is at 1.29. Hamilton, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 3 Ks, no runs. His ERA is at 5.51. He still needs to get right. He's had some rough outings last week. So did Tim Hill, to be honest. And that was all we needed, was just Fried and Hamilton. So that's fine. I'm going to get back to Fried in a minute, real quick. Oh, there was a lot of hitting in here, as you would imagine, with 13 runs. LeMahieu, 3 hits, a run, an RBI. Wells, a couple hits, a couple RBIs, a couple runs. Goldschmidt stole a base. And you kind of forget that. At his age, you think he's going to stop doing that. But he's good for 15 every year, 12 to 15 every year. Maybe as low as 10, but in that range, he's going to steal a handful here and there, even at this age. I mean, this was a guy who was stealing well over 20 early in his career and hitting 30 something home runs. I mean, he was an MVP. So, I mean, there was a reason for that. Judge hit another home run, his 18th. Uh, Bellinger, three hits. Volpe, 3 hits. Dominguez went 2 for 3. A couple of every one of those guys, Bell, Volpe, Dominguez, all had RBIs. Wells, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. So everybody kind of contributed. I think everybody who was in the game in the starting lineup got a hit. So again, this is what it should have been all along. Back to Max Fried. He still wasn't right. And this is like the second out of the last 3 or 4 starts, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4, where he's not quite right. But salvages his line still, where his line still looks really, really good. But if you watch the game, you can tell there was some times where he was getting knocked around a little bit. He gave up 6 hits, but I think they were all, like, not all, but 2 or 3 of them were in one inning. The inning where he gave up the run and he was in trouble for a while there. But he got out of it, and again, his line at the end of the day is fine. In starts earlier this year, he didn't have those innings. He would give up like a solo home run out of nowhere or something like that, or a walk and a double, and 1 hit, but gives up a run, but is completely dominant otherwise. That was not this start, and that's okay because he's a professional pitcher. He's also learning. He's learned how to actually pitch out of trouble, pitch his way out of things, pitch his way out of situations. Not just a thrower. He's a pitcher. Okay, now we go to the 25th, Sunday night. Or Sunday, I'm doing this recording on Sunday night. A 5-4 win. And again, talk about playing down your competition. You lose one, you win one, and the last one is like a nail biter down to the wire? What? I don't care that it's on the road. Are you kidding? Weaver gave up a run in the ninth inning. They were up 5-3. Weaver comes in and he gives up a run. He gave up 3 hits. The run was just a home run, like the first pitch of the inning. And then he gives up 2 more hits after that. And when the game ended, Colorado had a guy in scoring position and one more hit, and it would have been a tie game. It was definitely not a clean inning for Weaver whatsoever. Like I said, 3 hits in an inning and gave up a run. You're going to give up a run, giving up 3 hits for the most part in any inning. Um, but again, he did pitch his way out of it as well. His ERA is at 0.75, so you can't complain, obviously. Real quick, we'll go. Devin Williams went an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out the side. His ERA is down to 6.16. Jack Leiter Jr. is the one who got the actual win. He had a walk, 2Ks, his ERA is at 2.45. I've got to just shut my mouth about Jack Leiter and thinking that he's just kind of and I wasn't too excited. He was fine. He was good. So I'm all good with that. Loizaga, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, a run, and a K. His ERA still only at 2.08. He's been good. He's not invincible. He's still probably working things out. I don't, the jury's still out on where we are with Loizaga. Up until this point, it was fine. And if he's not going to go all year and not give up a run, obviously. He gave up 1 run. His ERA, like I said, is still only just 2.08. And he's still early on. Warren was pitching, he kind of scuffled a little bit in his 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 7 Ks, that's pretty good. His ERA is down to 4.09. The problem is there was a rain delay. I think it was about an hour and a half, and it was long enough where he couldn't come back in. And he only had something like 60 pitches, maybe even a little less than 60 pitches thrown, but they still didn't want to throw him back out there after sitting for that long, so they didn't. Um, I think he was kind of just hitting his stride in the game. And if that rain delay didn't happen, he probably would have been able to get through the fifth and probably the sixth inning as well. And probably, I would bet that he probably wouldn't have given up anything else. So 6 innings, 2 runs looks a lot different than 4 innings, 2 runs. But it is what it is. The rain happened. Dominguez stole another base. That's 6 now. Judge 2 for 4. I already did all this. Yeah, well, Judge 2 for 4, Escara 3 for 4. Escara 3 for 4. How about that? The Uber driver. And Goldie 2 for 5, 2 runs, 2 hits. I don't know why I did it. I also wrote down he had a K. I don't know why. Yeah, whatever. On the year, Goldschmidt has been fine. He's batting 345. We're not going to complain. Other batting averages: Rice 245. I mean, he's just a slugger now. That's what he is. He's a slugger. I don't know what's going to happen when Stanton comes back. I really don't know how they're going to do this. Stanton, Rice, Goldschmidt, Grisham. I mean, your outfield really is Dominguez, Bellinger, Judge. So where does Grisham fit? Or where does Rice fit in terms of first base with Goldschmidt and DH? That's pretty much he's been DHing or playing first. But now Stanton's going to come in and he's going to DH every day. So I don't know what they're going to do. They need to make a move. To be honest, they should take this opportunity to improve something. Go get a third baseman. How about that? That'd be nice. Anyway, so Rice 245, Judge at 397, just under 400, kind of holding steady there. Bellinger 261, which by the way, I mean I told you he was hot, and I was right. He was hot. He's totally got his numbers back up to respectability. Dominguez 243. Okay, Grisham down to 257. He was around 300 a little while ago, so he has definitely cooled off. And if he goes to what he did was last year, you gotta think that he's going to be the odd man out. If he offers nothing at the plate like he did last year, other than this hot start that he had, then he's going to be like defensive replacement at the end of games, and that's going to be it. Replace Dominguez in the ninth inning of a close game. I could see that. Volpe 243, Escara 244, LeMahieu 233, Peraza 167, Reyes 192, Wells 209, Vivas 167. Did you hear those numbers? Is there any wonder why I'm concerned still? In the lineup on a regular basis: 245, 243, 243, 244, 233, 167, 192, 209, and 167. It's not acceptable. Not acceptable. Something has to be done. You need some guys who could put the bat on the ball and not be automatic outs. That was the worst feeling in 2022 when it just felt like the last five guys in the lineup every day were just automatic outs and couldn't do anything. Worthless. Anyway, last thing I want to point out. First of all, we're playing the Angels next out in California. They've kind of been a 500 team. We'll see what happens there. Mike Trout is out, but I think he's starting to try to come back. I don't know if he's going to come back for this series or not. It'd be nice to see Trout and Judge. That'd be kind of cool. But last thing I want to mention, how long of a leash does Weaver have? Does he have the kind of leash that an established closer would have? Like Devin Williams had earlier in the year. I mean, he blew a bunch of games and was really bad for a while, for a number of outings before they made the switch to Weaver as the closer. Does Weaver get that same consideration? Now, he might not really get to it where it's really bad, but he's going to blow saves. I mean, that's just a fact. He's going to blow saves. He's going to give up some runs. And because Devin Williams was obviously hired or signed or traded for to be the closer, obviously, they want him to be the closer. Is it like one or maybe two bad outings in a row, and that's it? That's it. Weaver's out of the closing role. I don't know. I don't know. These days, the way the bullpens are, an eighth inning guy is just as valuable as a closer at this point. And I would rather just keep it the way it is. It's been working. Even if Weaver falters a little bit, fine. But don't yank him around. And by the way, and if you do a switch back, and Williams is the closer and Weaver's the eighth inning guy again, do not go back to Weaver again. You make that switch, that's it for the rest of the year. You can't be switching roles left and right on these guys. I see no reason to switch it now. There still is no reason Weaver gave up a run today, but he still got it done. His ERA is 0.75, so I don't think he's in any danger of getting replaced now. There's no reason. But like I said, I'm just wondering, these established closers get time, get chances, can blow a few. Even if they blow a few and they lose it for a little bit, lose the role for a little bit, it's just a matter of time till they get it back. And that's kind of what I thought with Devin Williams. But Weaver's been so good, I kind of just want to leave him there. I think that's the way to go. We'll have to see. But I'm just wondering if tell me what you think. Do you think that Weaver will have that kind of a leash, or is it going to be a short one because they just want to get to Williams because that's what they got him for? I could see it either way, and I would not be surprised one bit if Leiter Leiter Weaver has an outing where blows a save and gives up two runs, and like the next day Williams is announced as the closer, like after just one time. Would not be surprised because I know they don't want to look like a failure that they got this guy and it didn't work out. they want to kind of be bullish and prove that he was the right guy to get, and he just had a rough start. And they might be right in that. Maybe he'll be fine. He has been fine, but the thing is, if he was so bad as a closer and he's fine now in the eighth inning, and Weaver's great as a closer, why mess with it? Just leave it the way it is. Even if Weaver blows one or two, every closer's he's gonna blow a save. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, that's it. That's my spiel for this one. That is the Yankees and Colorado Rockies series. The next one is the Angels. I'll be back after that one. But thank you for joining me, and until next time, I will see you later.